Yeah. He says there's a good amount of delay, so no cheating, I guess, or minimal cheating.
Yeah.
Alright, why don't you do the introductions again?
Alright, so we have Rats Arterian as the Protoss player, going to be playing for Team EZ, and Race Nilla TR playing Zerg. He is a substitute for Team oGd. This is MLG Shattered Temple. Again, with me is Energy's Monk. He played very well this earlier today, playing for Energy. And here we have a Rats Arterian spawning as the orange Protoss player. And on the other side, of course, Race Nilla TR spawning as the pink Zerg player, going to be in close air positions.
I actually happen to know Race very well, and I knew the guy who was replacing STK Such very well. Such, I was actually on a team with STK Such. It was Team STK, and that was my tag before. But since he's not playing, Race is playing, and I actually got Race on this team because, yeah, it is. It's MLG. Because he was looking for a team, and I was like, why don't you join this team that has some of my friends in it? And so we have him right here. And I actually happen to know a lot about his ZVP. He prefers to, I think his like standard, I guess, would be to open Roach, and then he transitions into Ling Muta with a lot of harass, and then he eventually transitions in something late game, or something random like Banelings. I think it's like Roach Baneling drop.
Oh, that's very interesting. Going Roaches and then transitioning to Mutas. That's a pretty interesting way to play a ZVP. I haven't actually seen that when I play on ladder. We'll see how he does in this game. We have Rats Arterian now walling off at the front of his base, and the works of heading towards Roaches is on the way, of course, needing a spawning pool for that. Race Nilla is getting up his spawning pool on a pretty standard timing. We'll see when he decides to go for that hatch. There's that probe going to be patrolling back and forth inside of his base. Where is that Overlord? There it is. Now scouting through Rats Arterian's base. First Zella is on the way.
That's interesting that there's two Zealots queued up before even a Cybernetics core, and I wonder if Race will notice that. This is actually a build that OGS MC likes to do. What he does is he chronos 3 Zealots out and then sends them to try to kill the hatchery. And if Zerg has never seen this before, then he might not react well enough, and his hatchery might actually die. Because he didn't make enough lings.
Yeah, that'll put him in a lot of trouble. I actually saw a game that was somewhat like that, but with 2 gateways, and he walled off his opponent's ramp. Of course, you can't do it here because of that supply depot being MLG Shattered Temple, and it looks like the Zerglings are going to be spawning in here, and we'll see 2 Zealots. So we'll see how he reacts to that real soon.
Yeah, Rats Arterian smartly pulls his first Zealot back, and right now it's up to Race to notice that the Cybernetics core is very delayed, and a second Zealot that he can see will just pop out. So ideally right now I'm looking at his production tab. He's not making any more lings, but in the very near future he should be making about 8 lings right now.
This next larva pop off. Oh no, it's all drones. A ton of drones coming out for a Race. He's got his second queen out, so we'll see if those queens are able to help defend. The few Zealots are up at the front, and the Zergling is going to spot that. So we'll see how he reacts now to that. He does have his hatch up. A queen is headed out there. The creep tumor is down. Is going to start spreading that. The Zealots are moving out. 2 Zerglings in the production, but the larva is just not ready. 6 more Zerglings now being produced. So we'll see if he's able to hold this off.
Yeah, he's producing Roachwarren and now 12 lings. We'll see if he gets there on time. What Arterian can do is he can wall some of the Zealots on the ramp.
Yeah.
And then okay, I guess he's just gonna go for the hatch.
Now we're going for that queen, and the Zerglings get a nice surround. They are not large enough in numbers, so it looks like that queen will be going down. A bunch of Zerglings have been killed off. More Zerglings being rallied forth, going to be trying to pick off that weakened Zealot. It looks like it will go down, but additional Zerglings popping out here against 3 Zealots. Looks like Race has defended this pretty well. There's only 3 injured Zealots left, 14 more Zerglings in the production queue. Race does not yet have his Warp Gate research. He's got 2 additional gateways in his main. Those Zealots are now retreating all the way back to home.
Alright, and if you look at the income tab, this pressure that our Protoss has done is pretty effective. He's got 30 probes to the 28 of Race, and plus Race only has 1 queen right now, so he's very much ahead in income. And right now it looks like he's going to be just transitioning into a standard 3-gate fast expand. Or not so fast right now because of the pressure, but he's still going to be pretty ahead.
Yeah, Protoss has even saved up quite a few minerals. Our Zerg player is finally starting to make use of his natural expansion. 4 roaches on the way. I don't know if this is the proper response unless he's going to try to break through this. I feel like he should be trying to make a bunch of drones right now.
Well, the thing is that he doesn't know if Rats is going for this expand build.
That is true.
But because we have map hacks,
true.
We know exactly how many gateways and how much tech there is. Ray's probably thought, oh, there might be a 4-gate follow-up coming from this.
Yeah.
And he wanted to be completely safe. And in fact, he just started his 2nd queen because he was so afraid that a second wave of attacks would be coming.
But he did see the hatch, or not the hatch, the Nexus come up, and 2 additional gateways through the front, so he will be putting in a round of drones right now. Also going to be picking off these destructible rocks to possibly secure a 3rd base while our Protoss player tries to get his 2nd. 2 gas coming up at his natural expansion and another gas in the main. So the lair is on the way, so perhaps we'll be seeing that Muto transition that you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, a few more key characteristics about this map is that one is that because the 2 players spawn close position, Race got a free Overlord overlooking this ridge over Rat's main base, so he got pretty much a free scout.
Oh yeah.
And if they spawned cross position, then it would be much harder to get that scout in and scout effectively, I guess. Yeah. Another key aspect about this map is that there are rocks to your 3rd base. So while on most maps, Zergs like to take a very fast 3rd versus Protoss who expand. On this map, it's you have to kill the rocks first.
Yeah.
But actually in this game, it didn't matter that much because the Protoss actually forced a lot of units from Race. Yeah. So he was able to kill the rocks effectively.
Yeah, so we've got the units killing off actually the gold rocks as well. We'll see if he decides to take that pretty quickly as well. But that would be pretty risky as of this point because he doesn't know if there's a 6th gate on the way. And there are 5 gateways up right now, so there is a weapons level 1 for Protoss is finishing up right now. A Zergling gets picked off, and here comes the Protoss ball, is going to be advancing across the map. The Zerglings and Roaches retreating back onto Creep real soon. Looks like a couple more units should be in the production queue real soon.
And they're not. Race made a key mistake. He saw the 2 gateways, signifying that it's 5 gateways, and he saw the +1 researching on the gateway, but he's not making any units, and he just has a few on the production tab, and now he's actually supply blocked. So right now he needs to put a bunch of and he's lagging. Oh no, the Zerg needs to put a bunch of spine crawlers, which he's doing right now. But I'm just thinking it might be too late, and it's really key right here that he denies this proxy pylon, and now the Protoss won't be able to reinforce as easily. And now he's gonna catch these stalkers as well, which is very good. If he doesn't do this, there's no chance of delaying this push, but right now, there is a glimmer of hope.
He's playing pretty well right now. The Roaches trying to get away there, and they're going to be advancing against those spine crawlers. A force field on the ramp is going to deny any move out, and he's going to be bringing his Roaches through the backside to try to break this formation apart. We've got the Zerglings also rushing in. Looks like the Protoss army wants to advance into the main. The Queen goes down at the natural expansion. A ton of drones are going to be going down right now. The Roaches trying to clean up through the backside, but it's looking really grim for our Zerg player. Additional Roaches being produced. 13 in the production queue right now. Will they come out in time is the question. Roaches kiting these Zealots. Additional reinforcements pouring forth. A couple of Roaches on the ramp as well. More Zerglings getting produced as well. The Roaches returning to try to clean this up. Another force field on the ramp. The Roaches popping out and running straight into the Protoss ball. This is looking really bad for Race. This hatchery is under fire as well. More units warping in at Arturian's base and just reinforcing this.
Roaches with speed are quite good on creep against gateway units, but it looks like here it's just not going to be enough.
So it looks like we are now at 1-1 between the match of EZ and oGd. We're going to be headed to Game 3, which is going to be on match point.
Well, one of three things happened in that last game. Race scouted the chrono boosted, or not the chrono boosted, but the forge with +1 upgrading, and he scouted the 5 gateways. So one of three things might have happened. Either one, he just didn't know he's bad, and he didn't know to react to it properly by making roaches, or two, he just thought it was like a fake or something. Or 3, which I think is the most probable, is that he got so thrown off, like he knows the timings for like a 5 or 6 gate,
yeah.
But he got so thrown off by the initial pressure that he had no idea when this push was going to come.
Yeah, I think that's a very distinct possibility of what happened. Getting thrown off of the build and also under so much pressure to perform for the team. Perhaps he just didn't recognize it very well. I've created the game here. I'll go ahead and invite you.
No, actually someone else created the game and invited
Alright, quit.
Invited me, so I'll suggest you.
Okay, suggest me.